What's up, Commanders? Dimebot here. Welcome back to another Elite video. So we just wrapped up another Frontier Unlocked live stream. Now, unfortunately, there was absolutely no information provided about the Panther Clipper Mark II, unlike what they said last month. Apparently, we'll be getting that information next month. Instead, what they chose to focus on today was still very interesting, just not the Clipper. It was the reworked Squadrons. Now, everything you're going to see, and they were quite clear about this, is subject to change. It is work in progress. It even says work in progress UI mockup up in the top, not final. But let's talk about some of the concepts that they've come up with. So, right now, Squadrons kind of exist as a glorified roster on a screen. FDev has added a lot. This is very similar to what they did to Power Play when they revamped it, or at least that seems to be the scope that they're going for. For one thing, we're going to be able to set up our own logos now, which is cool. They did mention getting ship stickers, decals for those. So if you've ever wanted to make your own logo, looks like we're going to be able to do that for our squadrons. Now, some things are going to be incorporated into the squadron page that are currently elsewhere right now. The bulletin board system that you, message system that you see in your communications menu, that's going to get dropped over into the actual squadron page. They are going to make it so that you can see how many people are in a squadron. If you have friends in it, you're going to be able to see their recent activity when you're looking for a squadron. Say if you're trying to find one before you apply, you'll be able to see their bank. You'll be able to see, excuse me, you'll be able to see their perks. Sorry about that. You'll be able to see the perks that they have, primary and faction perk, and we'll get to those in a second. And you'll be able to see, things like their availability, what activities they do, stuff that we could see some of now, but they're making it a little bit more granular. Now, I mentioned bank and I mentioned perks there. So the squadron is going to have a shared bank, and that bank will be available for players to use, and you can set access and restrictions to it via rank. So an example they gave was that if you have a bunch of squadron members in combat, maybe you could set it so that one rank can access 500,000 credits out of the squadron bank for repairs every week, whereas officers, maybe 50 million. They also said that you're going to get perks. So some of the ones they showed were like increased XP gain as a broad perk if everybody wants in a squadron wants to get to triple elite really fast. There are also faction specific perks that will operate in systems that are aligned with the faction that you have aligned your squadron with. So you'll have kind of a global perk and a local perk, for lack of a better way to look at it. So, if you're doing a lot of colonization, it would be in your best interest to expand a faction with you and keep moving that perk. You are going to be able to add ranks. There are 5 current ranks. I believe they said that you can add up to 15 if you so choose. You can set different roles for them. You can set it so that different people are in control of different things like applications or certain amounts of money going in and out of the bank, transfers, that kind of thing. More interestingly to me, there are now squadron carriers. They are looking huge. I'd say that's about twice the size of a fleet carrier. And they are there for the tactical use of the squadron. They have onboard storage for not just the bank, but for ships and personal effects. Interestingly, generous commanders in the squadron will be able to add a ship to the storage that another commander can then try out. Now, there are some restrictions, no engineered modules on these ships, but they did say if you, for example, wanted to A-rate an FDL and pop it in there for somebody to try, you can absolutely do that. So they're trying to make squadrons a much more cohesive organization, give you guys a reason, commanders that are in squadrons, a reason to congregate together, to do activities together, and that squadron bank, you could potentially pay squadron members. Using that squadron carrier is going to allow squadrons to move around and have pretty good tactical deployment. If you want to go mine somewhere, take your whole squad, jump out into the black, load that sucker up, and then bring it back and make a tidy profit. You want to go Thargoid hunting. If you're trying to run another squadron or a faction out of a system, park that squadron carrier there and everybody operate off of it. Lots of potential with that, and overall, just the UI interface, the overhaul is so much better. It's more in line with what they've done with PowerPlay 2.0. It is still Elite's UI, so it is still, little cluttered looking because there are 1,000 buttons, but it gives you access to a whole lot more information, just a whole lot more that you can look at and see. Now, for those of you that are curious about leaderboards, they did say they're going to keep the traditional leaderboard structure where it's everybody versus everybody, but they're also going to take a weighted bracket. They're going to take the top 10 out of every squadron, and that's going to be the top 10 bracket. So they said if you have, a bunch of people that are really, really good at bounty hunting in a small squadron, well, those 10 people could potentially win against everybody else because they will take just those top performers from each squadron. So a way to get rewarded there. It's overall looking like a pretty interesting revamp. It's looking like they put a lot of thought into it. They're really trying to make it be something this time instead of, like I said at the beginning, just a glowing orange roster on a screen. I am totally here for it. I really hope that they get it launched and get it, off the ground without too many hitches, but a revamp to Squadrons has needed to be done for a long time, and it looks like they're moving in a positive direction with this, making it something that will give players an incentive to join squadrons, to band together as squadrons, to do activities together as squadrons, and really take advantage of the option to trade ships and potentially modules. They didn't say that, but I think maybe that might be on the board. And also to have access to a shared bank that can help out some of the poorer players and really get more people involved and get them on board. So they said their hope was that newer players could find a squadron that would help them get their feet under them, and I could absolutely see this new system doing that. I hope that we get to see it pretty soon. They said it's on course for a summer release, so fingers crossed. Now we just need to wait till the next one, and they better show some Panther Clipper Mark II stuff on that one. But for now, that's all we got, guys. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm Dinebot. I'll see you guys next time.